We started raising goats in 2012. My parents raised them the whole time I was growing up, but we didn't get goats until we had a barn built. This year we had 26 babies, so there are a total of 42 goats here right now. The 26 babies, 15 mothers, and 1 grown buck. We've also got 10 sheep. 6 of those are lambs. Most of the goats were born, the babies were born right the end of January, first part of February. We prefer to have them born a little bit later, but that depends on when the buck is with them. They have a 5-month gestation period, so we prefer to breed them around October so they're born in the spring. But these got bred at the end of August, and so they started coming at the end of January. So we're doing our nighttime feeding. We feed the goats twice a day. They get a 12% protein all-stock feed, similar to what you would feed cattle or sheep. It's actually good for all livestock. There's a lot of misconceptions about goats because they really don't eat just anything. They actually are very picky eaters, and they prefer weeds, bushes, leafy forage. So that's one of the important things they also have to have besides their supplemental pellets, is we give them opportunity to graze all day. And in the wintertime we feed them clover and alfalfa hay with an orchard grass mix. Goats are herd animals, so if someone wants to own goats, they need to own at least 2, because they would be very lonely if they were on their own. They're very smart and intelligent animals. Similar to dogs, you can teach them things. They have their own personalities. And as you can see, there's a wide variety of colors and shapes and sizes that they come in. We have mixed breed goats. We have dairy breeds. We have meat breeds, and then we have the pygmies, which are the ones that don't get very big, that everybody likes to see jumping around on videos on YouTube. We have an orphan bottle baby we're going to feed in a minute. She lost her mother at birth, so she's been getting a milk replacer. Started out at 4 times a day, and now she gets it twice a day. Besides the goats, you're seeing some sheep out here. We've got 6 lambs and 4 adult sheep.
That's good.
This is our bottle baby princess, and she is definitely a princess. She also eats pellets, but she's still young enough that she needs milk a couple of times a day. The other babies nurse just whenever they feel like it, but since she doesn't have a mama, she has scheduled feedings. They'll all be weaned somewhere around 4 months. So around the middle to end of May, most of these can be weaned from their mothers. That means we can sell them or we can separate them. Now, some of them are sold for pets, some are sold for dairy goats, and then unfortunately some are sold for meat, because that's goat meat has become very, very popular. In the wintertime, they like to sleep in the barn, and we keep heat lamps for the little ones and keep them separated away from the rest of the herd. But this time of year, they prefer to sleep outside. We'll start turning fans on in here to keep flies down, because as summer moves along, the flies get bad and bother them, so we run fans all the time to try to keep the flies away. One of the other things that is important with goats is keeping parasites down, because goats are nomadic and we have put them into a pasture situation. They are very prone to intestinal parasites. So we regularly worm all of the goats. Usually about this time of year, about every 2 months, we'll go through the herd and we use a wormer that we dose them with a gun. We shoot it down their throat. They don't like it very much, but keeps them healthy, because if they get overrun with parasites, they can't absorb nutrition and they could even die. So we're looking at several generations of goats that we've raised here. They can live to be 16, 17 years old. This gal right here is probably around 15. We lost our matriarch last year, but this is her daughter, and that's her daughter, and the one over here with the horns is her daughter, and then she has babies. So we have 4 and 5 generations of some of the families. This gal's getting pretty old. Goats, first-time mothers usually just have one baby, although that's not always the case. This was a first-time mother here, and she had twins this year. Twins is the most common, but we had 2 sets of triplets this year. This girl's had triplets twice. This girl had triplets. This girl over here had quadruplets last year and triplets this year. So quadruplets is the most we've had. But as you can see, they're all very friendly and very curious and sometimes very annoying. Like this one, who's extremely spoiled.